Hello, Billy from PatchXR here. We just released a new version of PatchXR where we made some changes to how samples are handled. And these changes are not necessarily compatible with projects that are made with an old version of Patch. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to convert your old patches to use the new sample system. And right now I'm in the old version of Patch, and this is the project that I'm going to convert to be compatible with the new way that samples are implemented. So here we have just a sample that I can play by triggering it. The first case. Here I have a sample that is triggered with a button. Here I have a sample that is also triggered with a button, but it has its stream output plugged into an output here. And in this last case, I have a sample plugged into an output, and I'm modulating its speed with this little thing here. So the cursor input is no longer going to be available in the new version of Patch. We're working towards reintroducing it, but it's going to be a bit of a process. And the same goes for the audio input into the sample. We have some new ideas how to record samples, and it'll be a little bit before we get that stuff re-implemented. So if your patch uses those features, unfortunately you won't be able to convert it right now. Okay, so that's the project we're going to convert. Let me jump over into the new version of Patch and show you how to deal with these different scenarios. Okay, let's go. Alright, we are back, and I have loaded up the example patch in the new version of Patch where we have made the new sample bubble. And let's see how we can get this patch working again. So first off, here's the bubble without anything plugged in. It works just as before, so you don't actually have to do anything. If I expand it, you see it looks slightly different, but the speed value and such have been converted automatically. The same goes for the bubble that is triggered by a button or triggered by something else. It just works as before. One thing to watch out for though is that the value received through this jolt has a different function than before. So before, this jolt expected a value in seconds from the start point of the sample, but now instead it takes a normalized value, so a value between 0 and 1. That means if I want to start the bubble from the beginning, I need to send a 0. But if I send something like 1 or something greater than 1, it's not going to play because it will start beyond the end of the sample. So between 0 and 1 is the way to go. Alright, so here things start to get a bit more interesting. You see, the new version of the bubble does not have a stream output like it did before. So if you want to patch your bubble into something else, you need a separate block to do that. And the block you need is called the bubble player. And this is how it looks now. It's very much a work in progress. We're going to add all sorts of cool functionality to this part here, but the basic form factor is there, And we're going to try very hard to keep this compatible with whatever you make, so stuff don't break again. The way you use the bubble player is you just plug it in to wherever you had your bubble plugged in before. And then this part here is called the receptacle. You just take your bubble, hold it close to the receptacle, and it's gonna snap in place like that. And this will connect the bubble through to the stream output here, and it will play through the output over here. A cool thing is that you can move the receptacle to be wherever you like, and you can swap out bubbles easily. And you see bubbles can be both opened and closed when they're plugged into the receptacle. Okay, moving on to the last case here. Actually, I have one more thing, but we'll see that after. So we need a stream input like before. So let's get the bubble player again and plug that into there. And you see that the stream, the speed input that we had before has become disconnected. This can be easily fixed by just plug it in back into the speed input there. And it should work just like before. So one more thing that I would like to cover is how to play samples looping, because before that was built into the sample player, but now you have to patch it yourself. Maybe we will make some functionality to do it automatically in the future, but for now you can patch it very easily. And you do that by taking this jolt output here, which fires whenever the sample reaches the endpoint. And another cool thing is that the endpoint is indicated by the red cursor here. You can just take that and drag it to wherever you like. So if I start the sample now, actually let's do it like this. So if I start the sample, it's gonna play, and then when it reaches the endpoint, you see the button got triggered. And we can use that to start the playback over again. Here we are. It sounds weird now because it's not in time, but let's just go like this. And here we are, and loop, perfect loop. All right. I think that was it for the new sample player. Hope it's not too hard to get your stuff working again, but we promise you that we're going to add a lot of cool stuff to do with samples in a little bit. That was all. Thank you, and bye bye.